don't put yourself down as a musician or an artist. And that works for musicians playing guitars, singing, and artists that paint, draw, do whatever. One thing I've learnt over the many years that I've been a musician is that the more you tell somebody that you're not very good at something, the more they believe you. And I know we don't generally like to seem overconfident in our abilities. It's quite a trait of musicians, singer-songwriters, artists. It's quite a trait that when someone says, "Oh, that's really good," you just don't really know what to say. And generally we say, "It's all right," and you're maybe not so positive as maybe you should be. Now, the only real way to answer people that when they say, you're a really good guitarist, you're a really good, is to just sort of nod, and like you don't necessarily have to be big-headed about it. And we know that the feeling inside is still of insecurity a lot of the time. I mean, many musicians are insecure about their abilities, but try not to emphasize the point that you maybe agree with them. I think one of the problems is, say your friends, you say your partner, say your family, and they all say, they're sort of behind you. They may have heard something that you've done and thought, "Oh, that's good." And if you go to, if they come to you and say, "Oh yeah, I really like that song that you did," and you say, "Well, it's not very good. I can do better than that. And I made a mistake there, and I made a mistake with this," and they'll start to believe you, and they'll start to, well, of course they'll believe you because they're your friends, they're your relatives, and they're going to think that you don't think much of your ability as a guitarist. You don't think much of your ability as a singer, songwriter, artist, painter, whatever you are. And that works for all things in life, really. The more you put yourself down, the more people will start to believe you. And believe me, it's a downward spiral, because the more you say it, the more you start to believe it yourself as well. And I'm not trying to say that you should be overly confident about your work. I'm not saying that you should be cocky about it or pushy about it, although I have to say, from all of the autobiographies that I've read, most of the people that have got some form of confidence in their abilities go further. However, there are also quite a lot of introverted people that were just particularly, talented, and they've gone far as well. I mean, if you look at someone like, say, Robbie Williams, for instance, just to, say a name out there, basically he has no confidence in his own abilities, yet he acts on stage. He puts on a persona of a confident person. And if you went up to Robbie Williams, if you got the opportunity and said, well, what do you think of yourself as a singer? What do you think of yourself as a, musician, songwriter, whatever? He'd probably go, yeah, well, I could do better. But the problem is no one's going to believe him. And there's a good reason why they're not going to believe him, and that's because of the millions of records that he's sold. However, if your great aunt comes up to you and says, "Oh, that's a nice bit of guitar work," and that's all right, they have no idea what a nice bit of guitar work is, really, to be fair, and you say, "Oh, no, I'm not very good at this, I can do a lot better than that, and this is going horribly wrong," and stuff like that, they will believe you. And believe me, they'll never forget it either. And I've experienced this firsthand. So, have a little bit more confidence in yourself if you can. And one of the things to do if you want to know whether you are good or not is to talk to someone that maybe not family, not friend, but somebody that might actually know. I think I've said this point in one of my other videos, that it is better to talk to a professional. And I don't mean necessarily another guitarist that you know, or go around with, or another singer, or another whatever, because in general they're always going to be positive about it, and certainly don't pay anybody to get any opinions. But I think the higher up you can go, maybe a teacher, maybe your music teacher or something like that, and ask them for an honest opinion. But I suppose you're never really going to get a fully honest opinion, and that's the problem, because even a music teacher as such doesn't really want to put you off, because they're teaching you how to, let's say for instance you're paying for guitar lessons. It's not in the best interest of the guitar teacher to say that, no, you're really rubbish at it, really, I'd give up, because then they don't get there. They can't teach you because you're not going to turn up. But see if you can find someone that you respect, and that will be honest with you and let you know whether you are any good or whether you're not any good. Because it is worth knowing, I suppose. Although I'm not saying it's the end of the world if someone says you're not very good, because you've just got to battle on. Battle on. If you've got the what it takes to get in there in the music business, doesn't matter what anybody else says. You just got to battle on. But please, please, please try not to put yourself down, because it's all too easy to spiral out of control and make your life a complete misery. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you feel that you want to, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.